All right, everyone. Bad news. Perich is entering the transfer portal for the Minnesota Gophers. Everyone, welcome in Twin City Sports Talk. We got Trev repping the row the boat. I'm repping the song. No, either way, yeah, Perich has entered the transfer portal. Something that maybe wasn't shocking for people, but it's not as bad as some people think, I guess, because Trevi said he's open to staying in Minnesota. He's testing out the waters, seeing how much maybe money he could get, testing out
Testing
many
out the
different things.
waters with the row the boat.
I like
Oh,
that.
ha, ha.
Yeah. Um, Either way, we'll talk a little bit how that affects the team if they're probably going to try to see. This puts the Gophers in a weird situation because with Perich entering the portal, maybe he does come back. I think it would take quite a bit to get him back. Because I mean, usually in these types of situations, you don't see players come back to the team that they wanted to get away from or test the waters away from. But either way, the Gophers need to decide, do they go for a safety in the portal? Because Trevor, the transfer portal opened up today. This is the first day of it being open that players can talk to teams and really commit to other teams. So chaos will start ensuing right here, right now. Maybe as we're talking, some stuff will happen. But either way, the Gophers, Zaquan Bryan, he also entered the transfer portal 2 days ago. So secondary is getting depleted. Hopefully, we do not see Kerry Brown enter too. That would really suck.
Yeah.
Uh, Obviously, we still got John Nestor for next year. Um, Guys like Darius Green, I'm pretty sure Aiden, what's his name? Gooseby. I think it's
hmm
Gooseby.
Yeah.
Um, Still got those young guns. Yeah, what do you think
This,
about like do you think
I
they
don't know,
could find
just,
a replacement in him or what?
uh, sorry, find a replacement or get him back
Well,
and
I
cut
don't
out
know.
after.
Like, do you think he'll stay? Do you think they could get him to come back, or do you think
Oh,
he's
yeah. No,
just
I think there's a chance just because he's, it's his home state and he did, after all, choose
Mhm.
also for Ohio State initially. So that
Alabama?
speaks volumes. Or is it Bama? I thought it was Ohio State.
I'm pretty
Regardless,
sure him and
um,
Roman Voss chose us over Alabama.
but yeah, regardless,
Either way.
both elite
Yeah,
programs. I get it, elite.
elite.
No, I have faith we can bring him back if you're able to get him right away. I don't know where the Gophers sit financially at the whole like unofficial cap space, if you, whatever you want to call it.
No, yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
it's tough because I mean, this all just we found out what yesterday is when it came out, so we don't really know
Last
much
night,
about it. I
yeah.
haven't really seen too much news. Like I don't know what the realistic chances are he comes back, but I'd put at like maybe 25%. So it's not like a long shot, but it's also probably I think it's more likely he's elsewhere than he's back. So I put at like
Mhm.
25% back, or that he comes back. Um, I don't know if Fleck's done a good job recruiting and getting good recruits. So not that you can really replace him, but um, and honestly too, just kind of as I'm thinking about it, all of it, I wonder how much of it, because obviously going into like this year, we thought he'd be that two-way player, not like
Yeah.
to the extent of Travis Hunter, but I thought he'd play more than all season. What do you play? Maybe 20 snaps
I didn't
offensively?
think of that. That could
It
play a
was
role
like,
in that for sure.
so I don't know if there was like a promise, maybe not a promise, but they told him, hey, we're going to make you a two-way player for what was going into this past season that just ended. So I don't know if that had any effect on it. Obviously, when he goes to
Well,
the
if I'm
NFL,
remembering
he's not gonna.
correctly, he didn't he struggle with getting both playbooks?
Oh,
Like
I'm sure. I
I
mean,
I'm
the
pretty sure that's the report that came out, and the reason why they didn't have him doing that is because he couldn't register the offensive playbook, which obviously would be hard. You're learning two
yeah.
sides of the there, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty much the main reason why he didn't do it because that came
Well,
out right
yeah.
after the Buffalo game.
No, that makes sense. Just also given the fact that it's just like realistically, you're a college student. How
Mhm.
much time can you really commit to football when you still gotta
Exactly.
worry about your academics and all that? So Not
Yep.
blaming him or anything, but I just kind of wonder, kind of in the back of my head, how much of the two-way player aspect is part of it. Obviously, the money's going to be the biggest thing. Go get your money, or
Yep.
as much as you can. I'm sure some players will take less, obviously, to play on a better winning or better chance at winning. But yeah, you get the point. But yeah,
But
25% chance he's back is what I'd put it at right now.
yeah.
I guess time will tell too. As I guess you've paid way more attention to portal. How quickly does your key, like your top, just
Oh,
nationally, not
you
Gophers, but
can't
like how quickly
say
does it
how
go?
fast. Well, I
So
mean,
what I was gonna say, because
like it
I
really
guess,
depends.
so I guess there's that aspect too. Because if the Gophers are torn, you don't want to wait too long for Quay to decide. Like if he wants to take a couple days or a
Hmm.
couple weeks, right? Where because is there a deadline? Or like there has to be. What's the
I'm pretty
deadline?
sure there is.
You got
I'm
to come in.
looking
I'm
it up.
sure there's. You probably have a month. I don't know. I don't know any of this. You know way more than me, but I just know the very basics. My point being is each day you wait by, more safeties that are in the portal,
Yep.
right, are gonna go. So it's you.
That's what I meant. Like you got
It's
to
just
kind
so
of make a
tricky.
decision here. And this is what I thought. It's January 16th. So it's literally only 14
2
days.
weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
yeah,
yep.
I don't know. That'll be interesting because every day that goes by, like he hasn't decided. Safeties are gonna fall off the board.
You know what I hate though about college football and the transfer portal right now is there's still teams in the college football playoff
Yeah.
still playing, and they're like I'm pretty sure the national championship's the 19th. So like, there's teams that won't know like the players who declare for the
Everything
draft or
about this
anything
is
like that.
broken.
I
And
know. I
then
mean,
it's
Nick
funny too because
Saban on College Game Day, he went through exactly. He needs to be the commissioner. Saban is such a smart dude already.
yeah,
Obviously, one of like the best coach of all time, probably. But he laid out. You'd have to go watch it because it
I
was
saw you're talking about the Lane Kiffin. Like it was.
no. Well, no. I'm just
Or,
talking like how he would fix the transfer portal and push like spring practices back after like the draft and everything.
I could be wrong, but maybe I'm just because I think he tied it all together on like how he didn't blame Lane Kiffin because Kiffin, had to do what was best for him, but how
Mhm.
it also affects the players and why you're doing it during the halftime.
He's talked,
So
yeah, extensively on
yeah,
that.
so I think I've maybe it's different
Yeah.
clips, but yeah, no, I've seen some stuff on it, and
Mhm.
yeah, no, I know. Obviously, everyone respects Saban because it's like during those college game days too. I've seen like I think it was like a YouTube comment on it, and it was so true where there's all that background noise of all the people that are there live.
Mhm.
But once when like Saban spoke, like everyone like pretty
Yeah,
instantly it
shut
just
up.
went like
Yeah.
silent, and everyone just listened.
I mean, he's basically
Which
God
was
to
really
like
cool
the
to
college
see.
football community. He pretty
Which
much
and yeah,
is.
it's kind of going off the whole Nick Saban thing and his takes. I know Coach Cal Perry, obviously basketball coach,
Mhm.
but a reporter asked him, I forget what his response was, but he went on a huge rant, but he was giving out a lot of good points. It's
Mhm.
obviously Coach Cal for basketball. He's so popular, getting like the 5-star top
Mhm.
kids every year, prospects a lot of the one and dones from all of
Yeah.
his years at Kentucky, now Arkansas. And he's saying like he finds a lot more joy in taking an 18-year-old kid fresh out of high school and developing that kid and then turning not only that kid's life but that family's life
Yep.
financially when you make it to the NBA and all that. Where college football now it's becoming like less, not less important, but just the whole portal thing is just
Yeah, Saban
it's
and
just taking over
McAfee,
everything. And
they
so
both said it's basically just a minor league system now. It really is. Like
yeah, that's a good way to put it. So
it's
it's
it's that's all it is, really. Like it's a minor
really,
league league for the NFL. So
yeah,
I do bring up this. So we've talked about Caleb Downs a lot in the draft. Ohio State's going to be missing their starting safety now because Downs is gone, the best safety in the nation. What are the chances Coy travels down to Columbus to play for the Buckeyes? And because I'm pretty sure, I think you were right. I think it was Ohio State that he chose over. I was just thinking of Roman Voss.
yeah,
Uh,
no, but obviously
so
the
Ohio State was
point,
close on him, but yeah, Coy was like a few points away from
that is
being
very true
5-star
though.
on many of the apps, and I think the one of the biggest schools in the nation, obviously a contender year in, year out. I think Coy would go there if he got the chance.
Yeah,
Obviously, I think. I mean,
and that's
he'd probably
actually a
be offered the
very good
starting
point.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Ohio State probably has like already some intriguing options
Hmm.
or some good depth there, just considering it is Ohio State. But yeah, I mean you lost, what was that, 2 days ago? Though yeah, 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, 2
When
days
they
to
lost
Miami.
in the playoffs, which is the
Yep.
failure in Ohio State expectations. So
Hmm.
I wouldn't say it makes them any more desperate, but well, maybe it does a little bit. I don't know. It's
Well, next year
for
they're going to
Ohio
be coming
State.
full
Yeah,
force.
he
Yeah.
he was. Gosh, I really didn't put that two and two together, but yeah, you make a really good point. I wonder if he's like if for
Thinking of
betting
that,
odds,
like,
right? If you had to put
yeah,
betting odds, or if you just want to put a percentage on, I'm sure it's probably like you put that at like 50%
yeah, that
for
one's hit or
Ohio State.
miss.
Like I said,
Yeah.
25% for Gophers, and then you can do like maybe 5% for a handful of other teams, whatever
Hmm.
he's interested in or going. Who knows? Maybe he wants to get rid of. Maybe he just wants to go somewhere warm, right? He's lived in Minnesota his whole life. If he can get
Yeah,
paid
you
all
never
that
know.
money and live in like California or Texas or Florida,
Yeah.
hard to blame the guy. So
I mean, he'll probably, I mean, if things go right for him, which they probably will, he'll probably make the NFL. So it doesn't really matter where he lives right now, but playing at a bigger school like
right,
Ohio
yeah.
State would get more attention too.
I
Maybe
will
that's
say though,
exactly
just
why
gut
he
feeling,
entered.
NFL. Yeah, for my gut feeling, he'll get drafted and all that, no doubt. But or almost certainly, I just don't really think he's gonna have a good NFL career. I
I
don't know if
completely
it's like
agree because of this
so.
one reason. He is he's a fast player, but his feet move slow. Like
I wouldn't
I
even
that's
consider
something
him. He's not slow by any means, but I feel like speed wise, like because I always
I
just
call
look
him
at him
fast because
as
like the
our.
kickoffs and stuff. Like he
But
has
his
that breakaway speed, but it's not anything special.
yeah, I don't know. I think he won't like completely bust out. I don't think like Andrew Booth, let's say, or Lewis Seen, but yeah, I just obviously we want him to see well. Hopefully, we're
Hmm.
both wrong, but I don't know. I think he's more one of those guys where you're going to be college good, but I just don't know if it's going to translate into like being a key starter in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah. Something for another time. If he stays a Gopher. If he doesn't, we don't care. He's dead to us.
He's gone. We don't talk about you anymore.
Um Yeah, I think the Ohio State thing is definitely probably the most likely thing. And I saw that on Instagram and just right now and I looked at the comments and each comment is a different team that people want. Like the first one's Miami and then the next one says, "Welcome to Georgia." And then he's like the next one's like, "You're going to love it here in Tuscaloosa." and like and then there's a
Just
Vols
every
one and
yeah.
Gators literally in order and then an Iowa Hawkeyes. That would suck if he went to Iowa. That would be a gut
I will
punch.
say, yeah, I think between Iowa and Wisconsin, I don't think he's going there.
If he were to
Especially if
choose
he's
one of those, it would be Iowa because they just whooped our butts 41-3 this year, and they always do.
yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, Wisconsin's a hot mess, so
mhm.
God, that really would suck. I mean, maybe there's some a little bit intriguing because you're still about as close as you can be to home if you do leave the Gophers. And it's
Yep,
Kirk Ferentz, and obviously he's been there for what, however many years. See, he is the longest tenured coach, I think, right?
I think so. I think so.
I would
Yeah.
be shocked if he's not for
Mhm.
college.
Yeah. Either way, when I go on Instagram, anything, it's just all portal stuff because obviously it's all happening
Yeah.
today. Yeah. Either way, Coy Perich leaving the Gophers, most likely. There's a small chance he said he maybe come back. Either way. All right. I want to get to a Twins question I had and I wanted to bring up. Um, so there's one player the Twins, and this is kind of out the window now because of Josh Bell signing. And we don't really have a need at first base anymore. But Japanese first baseman slash third baseman Kazumo Okamoto. His posting window closes on Sunday at 4 o'clock. in the afternoon.
Got
So
2 days.
obviously, and I don't think he's got any interest from anyone, like any serious interest. So I'll tell. So he's 29 years old. He in 11 seasons in like Japan Pro Ball. He's hit 248 home runs, and over that time, he slashed 277, 361, and 521. So, like the batting average above MLB average, the other one's around league average, but it'd be I think, a league average bat that you could bring in. He was also a 6-time All-Star over there. Um, it's a question, but I think it's out the window now that Josh Bell signed here. Maybe you do sign him as a. I don't know how much he would be. I didn't look up any of that, but maybe it's a
Because
depth
I think
thing
there's no
for.
shot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him, but I always think for any of these international players, especially like just with how good Japan's league is too, because I think for professional
Mm-hmm.
baseball, it's second behind obviously the MLB in America. But
Yep.
yeah, if you're already 29 and you're not putting up like crazy numbers in Japan, not that that's bad or anything. Well, obviously, if it's bad, he wouldn't have any shot at the MLB. I don't know, just given the age and leaving your home country and all that. I just think for the aspect too. I mean, just from what you're saying, if he really hasn't generated interest and he's a couple days out, what 2 days out,
Yeah.
it almost seems like he'll probably just stay in Japan.
I would assume so.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's probably one of those things where see what your value is if you can make some good money in the U.S., play there for however many years, and then a lot of times too, I think it's unless you become like a key player on your team or a star player, obviously you're gonna stay. But I think quickly too, if these international players, Korean and Japanese players, if they really don't produce in their first year or two, like Bianco Park, which we kind of discussed, whatever
Mm-hmm.
episode that was a week ago or whatever. I can't even remember what I did yesterday. But no, I at least for Twins' sake, going back to the question, it's if you're gonna get a depth guy, I'm sure it'll be a guy that you can also play. Because what was this guy first and third base?
Yep.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
don't know.
obviously Royce
I'd put it at
and
like
Josh Bell.
0%
So.
or 0.1.
2% chance. Yeah.
Sure.
It's not gonna happen. But yeah, either way. I just thought of a Vikings question too that I saw. It's kind of an opinion. Just wanted to see your reaction on this. All right. For as many issues as the Vikings have had this season, offensively, not really many issues defensively, except maybe stopping the run in some games. Um, if they had stopped Devin Duvernay's 56-yard return on November 16th against the Bears at home, US Bank Stadium, they would be 9-7. And this weekend, if the
Oh,
Bears
true.
lost and we won, we would win the division. That is how close this team was to winning the division with all this crap that has happened because the Bears have 11 wins right now. If you beat them, they would go down to 10 right now. And then if they lost and you won, you'd both be sitting at 10-7 and you won both games over them. The Vikings would have won the division if they obviously they'd need the Bears to lose this weekend, but all of the crap this happened.
Well, but even
like what?
just pause your thought real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So say worst case scenario, we win and the Bears win. Couldn't we have got that 7 seed where the Packers are though?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah,
We still made the playoffs if we lost, but we would have won the division. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's how close it was. So
that is crazy. I didn't really put that or ever think about that.
Yeah. Because I randomly thought of that. I'm like, what games this year could have swung it? And I'm like, okay, that Bears game, they're obviously winning the division now.
The Atlanta game too, just because I mean that was just an offensive class, but defensively, right? Another game.
I'm talking about like a few plays, like the Eagles game, you easily could have won.
Yeah.
The Bears game is the biggest one though, because we would have won the division. So
because let's put Josh Metellus. Nothing against Metellus, but shouldn't be playing hand coverage against AJ Brown. So you make a good point. So if you take one or two critical mistakes and that doesn't happen and you get the win. That's so crazy. I now thought about that.
Yeah. Either way, like with all the crap, like JJ getting the hate, he played bad for the first 5 games. The last 4 he's played have been really good. So you see that improvement, but he's had struggles. The whole offense as a whole. Kevin O'Connell was getting his job threatened. Like, fire this guy, step down from play calling. All of this happened, and we were 1 play away from winning the division or making the playoffs. I'll say that. Because we would have made the playoffs. If you don't let up a 56-yard kick return to the Bears, you make the playoffs at the very least. But you also have a very strong chance of winning the division. So, I mean, it is crazy about like thinking about that after thinking about all of this that went on this season. Everything with JJ, everything with the offense as a whole. Which that's a fun talker, for sure. But yeah, I wanted to get your reaction on that because it just drills in your mind. You're just like
the most hated athlete outside of Minnesota, or
in Minnesota.
Right.
Yeah, I just thought of that, which is it's just kind of crazy. I don't know. It's depressing for this team.
Devin Duvernay too, who's always been like a Madden Go type player, where he's got that 95 speed, whatever it is. Oh my gosh, love that dude at Madden. He doesn't really do anything in real life. I mean, he's productive. He's a good special teams guy and all that, but depth. But he's a good old for all you Madden players out there. Pick up Devin Duvernay and just expose teams with that speed.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's a fun little stat. Except it just causes you to go into a deep, dark
depression
hole and think about going to an Aaron Rodgers type retreat.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce, for ruining my mood on this Friday.
All right. Next up, I think we're gonna get to 2 listener GM questions. Listener GM, you guys can comment an opinion or a question either about the show or Minnesota sports in general, and we'll get to them in the show here. Each day we try to have one, but if not, we'll get to them as fast as we can. But we're going to hit 2 today. One is kind of an opinion and kind of just a fun little wordage, I guess. And then the next one's a question that I'm going to ask you. First one, Just Win Minnesota says, about the Wild's cup chances, he says, cautiously optimistic that the Wild can make a run, but emotionally preparing for another first-round exit, which I think that's what we all have to do. Just win Minnesota, you got it completely correct because everything's pointing in the right direction. They're on this road trip. They're 2-1 now. Also, they've gained a point in every game here. They're playing good hockey for the most part in a lot of areas. I don't know. That's a good way to go about it for sure. Cautiously optimistic to make a run, but emotionally preparing. I like
Can't fault the guy because I mean, until we see it happen, we don't know what it's like to win first round playoff game. However,
we really don't. It's so raw.
I think worst case though, unless there's some like major injuries, come playoff time. But if you have your trio of just Boldy and Hughes and Kaprizov alone, and then at least as long as you have one of the two goalies, hopefully both, but you never know with injuries. But yeah, no, I mean, if we're relatively healthy and we lose, I don't think there's any chance John Hines is back. Like, there's no way. It's just a case where the expectations are too high now, or you see this with some.
I mean, and they're probably going to go get a center.
And all that.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, if we lose first round, I think you don't put John Hines. If we lose on the road, we get eliminated in a road game. I'm sorry, but he's not hopping on that team plane back. He can fire him right on the spot. Deal breaker is going into that game breaker, whether it's a game 7 or before a game 7. I don't care. You lose, you might as well just stay at that stadium because you're not coming home with us, buddy.
Pretty much.
No,
but
hopefully
that brings up the issue is the NHL playoffs are such a terrible format where we're most likely going to play either the Avs or Stars in the first round, which sucks
NFL,
even more.
NFL, NHL playoffs, please correct your stupid format.
Okay, I don't mind the NFL's as much. I'd like to have 2 teams with a bye, but I like the super wild card weekend. It's like a full weekend of football.
Well, the seeding, and you shouldn't be guaranteed a top
Yeah, the
4 in a
seeding
home
is
playoff
the
game
issue.
because
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
Bucks this year are gonna go in or Carolina with a
I
basically
hope
500 record.
Buccaneers win. I'd rather see Baker maybe have because I think Baker.
Well, I think they could have a better chance. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Buccaneers if they can play. I mean they've been terrible the second half of this year, but no, if Carolina wins, I don't think anyone's putting money on Carolina to win any playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Tampa wins, you're probably not winning,
could.
but you have a chance if they can play right. But that's besides the point. But back to the Wild thing, I do have faith. I don't know. It's hard to say because we don't know who our matchup is. But the point being, if you really want to win the Cup, you're going to eventually have to play Colorado and Dallas either way. Almost,
Yeah, exactly.
most likely, unless one of those top 2 teams, the one you don't play, somehow gets upset. But the thing is, if you want to.
You got to play
all the
good
way
teams to win a
you're gonna have to
championship.
play the team, so
Yeah.
I think we can do it. Obviously, we'll go much deeper dive into it once when we know our playoff team and all that.
Or once we get a center, because the Wild have been linked to Ryan O'Reilly a ton, which that would be really fun. The playoff experience with him is immense. So,
and he's another guy with the no visor, if I remember correctly. Him and like Bogosian.
Yeah, I think so.
Just fun little.
All right.
Interesting fact about it: the no visor. Get all the no visors on the team. We're gonna go old school. Pick up some old farts.
All right. Next, this is a question. So Harrison Phillips, which is funny because the Vikings just had a Harrison Phillips. No. That's the guy who's commenting. Harrison Phillips asks, "Do you think a big firing is coming in the Vikings front office?" So this was asked maybe a few days ago before they beat the Lions, I'm pretty sure. But I think Kevin O'Connell saved his job. I don't think it was ever really in doubt. For fans, it was
the
because
sea was
fans are
getting
quick.
warm.
Yeah, the sea was getting.
It was warm, not hot.
You just turned the burner on the stove up to 1. That's what it was. Brian Flores would never get fired. I think the only person that could even qualify for this is Kwesi, which half of me does agree with. It really depends on this next draft. He has 10 draft picks, and like we've discussed, he might add more if you can get anything for a TJ Hawkinson, or maybe if you trade Jordan Addison, maybe get a second or first round from him.
Which the whole Addison thing real quick, and then we'll go back to circle on the question. It sounded like Addison's coming back because
exactly.
After some research, it sounds like most receivers that get traded is that 4th year, right before going into your 5th year option. So we've discussed the whole Addison thing. We'll talk more about it. I mean, really, we like Questy. Well, I wouldn't say maybe we'd be okay with it because it's kind of been up and down. If there is a move, if I'm going, like, if I have to make a prediction, I don't see anyone getting fired unless you want to consider what's his role, assistant GM or like special advisor Grigson, Ryan Grigson. So if anything, obviously the people that know him, and it's him and the Colts, he's the one that a lot of people put the blame on for Andrew Luck retiring early and failing him. So it's kind of interesting. That's the guy the Vikings decided to bring in to help Questy and the rest of the front office, which, I'm sure there's plenty of things the guy does well, but when you have something like critical with the whole Andrew Luck debacle
on your record.
But so if it's anything, I think it's Grigson. I think Questy's not going anywhere. If we have to make a prediction, what our gut feeling is, not what we want, I don't think any major changes unless you want to consider Grigson, which I would consider that like a major move. It'd be important, but it's not firing your coach or GM. That's for
sure. The earliest someone could get fired, because like we just talked about, the Vikings were 1 play away from making the playoffs this year, so it wasn't like a total disaster year. And to be honest, this is kind of what the expectation should have been with JJ McCarthy coming in. Like, there's going to be a lot of bad games. A lot of people just came in saying, we're going to win the division. Because we have the roster for it, but the quarterback needs to play well. This was like a testing year, and the year went pretty well in most standards, to be honest. So like, I don't know how to word this. Like, I think if the earliest you could see someone fired, I personally think it would be Kwesi, and I think it would be next year. You need to see this next draft because every draft he's done, except maybe 2024, if JJ Dallas Turner's really turning a page, he's playing really well. But if JJ can keep it going, but then again, those are 2 first-round picks. You should never fail on first-round picks. You should never. But Kwesi's had 4 pretty dang horrible drafts for so many standards. If he fails this draft where he could have over 10
Oh yeah, no, this is
picks,
the deal breaker. Yeah.
he will be fired no matter what. I mean, it's just
Especially,
fans are just gonna attack him. It's gonna be the thing where the Vikings see the media. They like it's time. Kwesi's done a horrible job drafting, and maybe that's his scouts not getting the right information relayed to him. But at the end of
yeah, I mean, some scouts will go. I'm sure some position coaches will be replaced
Yep.
because there's always that transition or
revolving
think of the
door
word.
stuff.
Yeah. But no, the biggest thing you gotta watch out for Kwesi is like 90% on the draft because anyone can sign free agents and all that. But the draft is really how you're gonna build your team and how you can balance out your cap space, especially when you have 10 picks. If Kwesi, can't remember where I heard this or read about it, but if Kwesi's, which I never really thought about till I heard about this, is if Kwesi's gonna start trading, like for trading up in the draft, if he's gonna be mortgaging future picks, the 2027 draft picks, that's gonna be a major problem because in his mindset, how much of it is, well, I have a feeling I'm gonna get fired, so I'm so desperate, I'm gonna mortgage my 2027 future and those picks so I can try saving
Definitely
my
that
job for
question.
2026. If you want to trade up, you can trade your current picks, but that's it. And so hopefully that's set in place. So unless maybe, I mean, you can argue, but I'd still argue against it. Like no exceptions, nothing allowed. Maybe you trade like a current pick and a 6th or a 7th rounder to get some guy that's fallen way lower than you, a guy that you didn't think would be available in the late 5th round or something. But even at that point, I think you just gotta use the picks you've got, go from there, trust your drafting, identify the key UDFAs you want to target, the guys that don't get drafted, like your Max Brosmers or your Ivan Paces, and really prove that you deserve to stay as a GM, and pray you have a good draft, because if you don't, us fans are going to be pissed, and you're going to be unemployed, Kwesi.
I mean, yeah, any GM can go sign free agents. This was a year where, after last year, you expect to compete. Anyone in Kwesi's job would have done what he did this offseason, sign a bunch of guys and complete a roster in a really good way. Drafting is different. You have to have a gift drafting. You need to know talent when you see it. When they come in for their pre-draft meetings, you need to know. You just need to. I don't know how to word it. You just need to be good at it. They're not.
Well, the thing is, you got to figure out like the people that were so high on Andrew. I'm sure a lot of people, most people are gone from the first draft, but for anyone that's left in the key people that were super adamant of picking the scene, drafting Andrew Booth, drafting.
Yeah.
Well, I would say Ed Ingram, which is like half true because as a Viking, Ed Ingram sucked. As a Texan, I guess
He's doing really good. He's doing really good.
Yeah, he is still doing good. But the point being is, you gotta also like really take a deep dive and be like, well, it's hard to trust X, Y, and Z staff member when they were wanting Scene and they thought Scene would be good, or they thought Andrew Booth would be good, and yada yada yada. So,
I mean, I just genuinely, how do you look at Kyle Hamilton and say, no, let's trade with a division rival who's on the rise and pick Lewis Scene over Kyle Hamilton? How do you do that? I genuinely don't understand that, and I never will. That's the worst one of all. So
I think it's just Kwesi. It's kind of like Christian Ponder winning his quarterback. Some of these guys that are so flipping smart just overthink it. They're just trying to. It's like me when I'm playing my NHL franchise and how I'm trying to acquire every like extra asset or
Superstar.
draft pick,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, okay, I want your third, trade decline. All right, I want your fourth, trade decline. All right, I want your fifth. All right, accepted, sweet, yes. Rather than
Yeah.
accept, yeah, I don't know. It's you're pushing the needle to the max, and so sometimes you just don't get cute with it. Take the nothing's a
I mean,
guarantee
it
with
was his
that.
first
I
draft. He's
suppose.
trying to make like a splash, but
Yeah.
getting down 20 spots to a division rival, you can't do that. Just you can't. All right. Either way, that was a great listener GM question. Maybe someone does get fired. We really don't know. We don't know. All right. Little wild talk. Wild game day. Before we get to it, the U.S. roster for the Olympics has came out. 3 players, 2 staff members for the Wild, and the 3 players obviously being Matt Boldy, Brock Faber, and Quinn Hughes, representing Team USA. So that'll be fun to watch. But then Billy
Which
G.
is that real quick? The Wild, are they the only team with 3 players? I think. I'm just kind
They
of
have
thinking
to
off the
be.
top
I
of
mean,
my head.
I'm
I'm
pretty
sure
sure.
they are, which is kind of like another fun little factor, whatnot. Anyways,
Cup
keep going.
contenders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy G is Team USA's GM, so that Quinn Hughes trade really put him over the top there, which that's awesome. But then assistant coach John Hines. So they're both up there for the Olympics. That's really fun. That's good. Yeah, just a quick little nugget there. All right, but either way, the Wild continuing their biggest road trip of the season tonight, 9:30 against the Anaheim Ducks. The Ducks have been playing real well this year. Not as of late, though. The Ducks are stumbling. They've won in their last 10, 2 of 8. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They have 4 straight losses coming in against a lot of teams that the Wild are in the midst of playing right now. The Kings, Sharks, and a few others. Yeah. And here's the thing. I think it'll be who started last game for Wallstead and Gus. I think.
It was Wallstead. It was
Yeah. So I think
Wallstead.
it'll be Gus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Gus will be in net tonight, and he's been playing phenomenal the past however many games he's played in.
I mean, yeah.
But
I mean,
the
he's just been
Wild,
reliable the last couple of years. So yeah.
yep, yeah, he had that one down year. I think not last year, but the year before that was it. But either way, he's came back stronger. The Wild are playing really well right now. You cannot be upset about an overtime loss to the Sharks. Yes, we got swept in the season series by the Sharks, 0-3. That sucks. You don't know how to play against Macklin Celebrini at all.
Wait, we lost all 3 times to them this year?
Yeah, we got swept. But yeah, it sucks. But you beat Winnipeg, you beat Vegas handily. Every game on this road trip so far, you have a point in because you lost in overtime to the Sharks. Trevor, if I asked you a 7-game road trip against a lot of hard teams out west, we have 2 against the Kings coming up. Anaheim's been playing really well. What would you say you're like like what would be the baseline? I don't know how to word this. What would you
Where you're happy, just a
record-wise?
happy result.
Yep.
Yeah.
Record-wise.
It's kind of weird with the whole overtime losses, but if you can generate, I'll say, a point in, I would say 5 out of the 7. If you really want to win a championship, you still gotta go. Which might be saying a bit of a lot. Yeah, you should beat the Sharks. I didn't realize we went 0-3 against them. That's tough.
Sharks are a good
Obviously,
team, though.
like at teams in like NBA and hockey, when you play 82 games, you're gonna beat good teams. But the fact that we beat them in the 3, that's real concerning and really crappy. Anyways, if you can generate a point, so obviously the 2 points for a win, or if you can at least get a point in an overtime or shootout loss, if you can go 5 of 7 games, and because what are we on? This is going to be game 5 of the Ducks game, right?
No, this is game 4. We won
Game
2,
4.
lost
So
1 in
still 4
overtime.
left if you count tonight. Yeah, I mean, so far you've got a point in every game. So if you lose
I
1 or
said
2, so be it. But if you can win the rest or at least generate that 1 overtime point, then I'll take it. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
just
So for a
because you gotta
7-game road trip,
pretty strict. If I was just gonna say, if you want a top seed for the playoffs, I mean, you pretty much gotta get every point you can.
Yep. I going in, I said if they can go 4-3, I'd be very happy with that because it is a 7-game road trip. They're on the road for 2 weeks. That's tough on the players, tough on the staff. Right after Christmas break, they're not home for New Year's. I don't know. It's tough, and it's also against a ton of tough opponents. Seattle's a good team. Anaheim has a good record still, even though they're stumbling as of late. The Kings are really good. Vegas is really good. Like a lot of good teams they have to play here on a 7-game road trip. It's not easy. I thought 4-3 would be good, and they're on their pace to do it. Yeah, but for tonight, Anaheim, like I said, coming in on a 4-game losing streak. I'm pretty sure it's going to be again Lucas Dostal in net tonight for them. I don't think they would
I
make
don't
the
know
switch
anything
really
about
at
the
all,
goalie.
but I'm pretty sure he'll be in net again tonight. Here's the thing. The Ducks let up a ton of goals. They're 31st in the league in goals against. Like they have the 31st most allowed goals. Power play percentage, the Ducks are terrible. They only score on power plays at a 17% clip. On the PK, they're 28th in the league. On the margins, they are pretty dang bad. The Wild are back in first for penalty minutes, like the least amount of penalty minutes, so they're not going to be in the box as much. Anaheim's in the box, 24th most in the league. So they spend a lot of time in the box. And this is something I harped about a few days ago. The Wild need to get their power play going. I get the leg time having Quinn Hughes. He has to gel with Kirill and Zuccarello and everything, but it's been 9 games now. It's been 9 games. You've had power plays in every single game. It has to start clicking. The second line is what's keeping you up right now, 5-on-5 and on the power play. But again, tonight they're most likely going to have chances on the power play. It needs to be more fresh. It needs to be just more flowy. They're trying to make the hero pass an extra pass. It's not needed. There's so many times where Boldy has a 13-foot shot from the left side on his strong side. Yeah, and he's passing it up. They're trying to make this hero pass, and not
I really
needed.
wonder, like, for all these NHL players, how much of them actually play the NHL video game? Like,
Yeah.
I almost like wonder, as stupid as it sounds, because in a video game, you're gonna try scoring as many goals or just put shots on net. We might try making some like fun highlight, some crazy moves and all that, where you won't take the initial shot right away. And I'm not saying they're just gonna rip one timers from, or not one timers, slap shots from the blue line, but like I think if you just play the video game too a little bit, and just kind of in your head at least, in your brain, I'm in the slot, or I'm in a good scoring chance. Let me shoot the puck. I almost want to, because I feel like too many players. I mean, I feel like we can say this about every Wild team that you and I can remember since being kids and watching them. It's everyone's like too selfless. Everyone just wants.
Yes,
They want.
exactly.
They're like.
I
They're
want a
so
Connor McDavid when
they're
he's
so
mad.
paranoid of. Oh, but I have Zuccarello and I could line up with one timer if I can. If I can saucer the pass over the defender's stick or whatever.
Over
No,
2
just shoot the
defenders going
puck
in the
or
middle. Yeah,
shoot off the
exactly.
pad, do a shot pass. I don't know. It's
It
annoying. So
it is like
you're right on.
It's like here's the thing. It's not concerning because it's an easy fix. Just shoot the puck. That's the fix. It's not like a concerning thing or issue there because
I
it's
can't
easy. It's
remember
an easy
too. Like
fix. But,
the Wild are always like bottom half of the league in like just overall team shots on goal at like for a game to game basis or year to year. Yeah. How many times have we seen like the Carolina game? That was obviously before the whole Quinn Hughes and the up. But somehow when we won that game, that TNT National game, what were shots? It was like 45-18 something. The Carolina, when we beat them in overtime or in that shootout.
17
But the point is,
41.
they like outshot us by like, they like tripled us in shots or whatever it was. It was so stupid, and somehow we won that game. It was Wallstead, right? I think it was Wallstead. Miraculous game, played out of his mind. Yeah.
And I will say, like this Sharks game, this last game, the Wild did play bad. Like they played good against Vegas and Winnipeg. The Wild played horrible in this game. I mean, going into the third period, I think they had 13 shots on goal. They ended with only 23, and the Sharks had 28 or more, I think. Again, you lose the face-off battle. It's a common theme this year so far. 0 for 1 on the power play. Either way, though, in the third period, Macklin Celebrini scored a goal, making it 3-1, and then after that, the Wild seemed dead. Well, actually, before that, they were down 2-1. They weren't going fast. It just seemed like if people watched the Vegas game, when the Wild went up 4-0 on Vegas, Vegas was so slow and so just not wanting to be there at
Energy
that.
sucked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just completely sucked out. This is how the Wild played. And I will say it's good to see a team look like that and then fight back, because 2 minutes after Celebrini scored in the third, Foligno nets his first goal of the year on a good shot, and then Zuccarello 2 minutes after that, and then you're right back in at 3-3. Obviously, losing in the shootout sucks, but that's the other thing with the overtime. Their latest overtime winner against Winnipeg, they went down and were so aggressive in this overtime. It was the cool play with Hughes, Boldy, and Kirill, that big passing play. They were so aggressive. They went in, they got a shot on net. This overtime against the Sharks, so pensive about shooting the puck, because that's the thing. In a 3-on-3 overtime, if you shoot the puck and the other team gets it, they have full possession, and it's hard to get the puck back. That's what overtimes are, but you can't be scared of shooting the puck. That's how you win the game. Like that is
overtime stakes. I mean, you got to be obviously a lot more picky and just really, if you are taking a shot, you really want a good scoring chance, because the second you lose that puck and throw it on net. Because I mean, how many times we've seen in games where teams can hold the puck for up to, you enter the zone, you don't like it, and you take it all the way back down, and whether you line change or not, then you go in for another re-entry, and that one sucks, so you take it out again, and before you know it, there goes a minute and a half of the 5-minute overtime. But yeah, do you want to go over predictions? Because I do have to get going here pretty quickly.
Yep. All right. Yeah, either way, I'll pop it up real quick. Yeah, so here's the predictions. I did predictions yesterday in all the college football games. Going over, you know what? I'll go over that yesterday. We can get Trevor's Wild prediction real quick. Either way, Wild Ducks tonight. Ducks not playing well recently. Wild playing well for the most part. So either way, what do you got, Trev?
I got Wild winning 4-2. And then you know how I like to always incorporate my former Minnesota players, so I'm going to have Michael Granlund, which I don't really think this is not likely, because I don't think he's got a point anytime recently, but Granlund's going to get 1 point tonight, so whether it's a goal or some assists.
His last point was 4 games ago.
Yeah, and he plays on the third line, and they're not even scoring much as is, so I'm kind of annoyed because I kind of forgot about the whole Nikhil Alexander Walker. I know I wasn't on for that episode, but I'm like, I should have texted and had a Nikhil prediction, but oh well. But yeah, Granlund was a point in the Wild win 4-2.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, they didn't play well against the Sharks. Anaheim's streaking right now. Their goalie play has been bad. I got the Wild winning. I'll say 4.
Go big. 6-0.
No, I really do think they're gonna play well tonight. I'm gonna go 5-2. Nope, 5-1. I think they're actually gonna dominate, because one thing I was gonna say before the predictions is our lines right now are exactly like perfect in my opinion. I mean, another center would be great, but
Urov is back on line 1, right?
Yeah, and that's what I love about it. This second line for us with Marcus Johansson, Eck, and then Boldy, I adore. I mean, Johansson with the speed, you have Eck down low, Boldy can do anything. That line runs so perfectly, and they're playing so well recently. But then, obviously, the Kirill and Zuki connection is unsaid. It's really good, obviously. But even the third line, Vladimir Tarasenko is playing great recently. Ryan Hartman is having one of his good stretches of the year. And then Vinny Hinostroza, he's being active. He's being aggressive along the boards. And
skate. He's such a great skater too.
Yeah, fast. He's aggressive. But then the fourth line, The fourth line, a full grief line, is just as fun. Foligno, Trennan, who leads the league in hits, and then Nico Sturm. 3 big dudes. Nico Sturm can win a faceoff or two, too. Like, he's not bad at that. I love their lines right now.
Yeah,
And
because
like I said,
Hartman's the third line center, right?
yeah. Yep.
My only thing I always think with that, but I don't really want it for like score making. I like Hartman just way more as a playmaker. I always think though, because Nico Sturm, I haven't really watched just because I'm working so much while they're playing. Nico Sturm is still doing pretty well face off percentage, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
I always
Winning.
just think like, because right, so you have a good face off winner paired up with. Well, I'm overthinking actually because you're going to put the fourth line out in your own defensive dress. My point being is you want a guy that can win face-offs with your offensive players. Obviously, not going to put like Sturm on line 1 or 2, but I would just kind of think with how you would do on line 3, and you had a Strolls that's a really good skater and can maybe play make a little bit, and then you put him with. I don't know. Anyways, it just my thought process was you want your checkers to more so be defending, not offensive playmaking, because you're not going to get offense from Trennan, you're not going to get from Foligno. But I'm just overthinking it because you're not really going to put Sturm on the third line over Hartman.
Yeah, and then like the defensive pairings, obviously being Hughes, Faber, Brody, and Spurgeon, and then Middleton and Bogosian is just as good. I love that pairing too. Bogosian's playing well, playing in system.
And then Juracek is your healthy scratch. I mean,
yeah,
which ideally
I
you want
love
him playing, but you'll take the depth, and it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I absolutely love these lines either way. I think this is honestly probably the best Wild team. I mean, it is. Obviously, you have Hughes now. It's just the best team in the past 5 years, probably 10 years.
Probably ever. I would say ever because you haven't really been this deep. So,
as for my player prediction tonight, the last Wild game, I said the second line would score 3 goals. This tonight, I'm gonna go the first line will score 3 goals. All right. I think this is like I said, this Anaheim defense or guarding the puck, horrible. Some of the most goals in the league let up. I think this is a night the first line can get right, get flowy in system. Either way, right now I'm sitting at 30-23 with 9 points. Jack is at 10-10 with 4 points. Trev, you're still at 12-7 with 3 points. We'll see if that changes after tonight. You got to get going though.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go over my predictions from yesterday, but yeah, Trevor Kramer, everyone, he'll be on back this weekend. Right. September. See ya.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, going through my predictions from this weekend, I had the 3 college football games yesterday. This one is bad. This first one was bad. Texas Tech, I said, would win 24-20. They ended up losing 23-10 to Oregon. But my player prediction really sucks because I said Jacob Rodriguez, the all-star middle linebacker for Texas Tech, I said he would have 10-plus tackles and a pass defense. He had 11 tackles, but no pass defense. So that really sucks. Kind of got, I guess, cheated there in some ways. But these next 2 games I'm happy about. I said Indiana would beat Alabama 31-21. They ended up beating Alabama 38-3. So it was just a butt whooping, both of those games. Either way, I said Indiana would have 3 rushing touchdowns. I lost that one barely. They had 2 in the fourth quarter, but Fernando Mendoza only threw the ball 19 times. He had 3 touchdowns himself. Either way, Indiana's legit. I mean, I knew they were, and Kurt Cignetti is a heck of a coach. It's going to be fun to watch them play against Oregon again, rematch, because it is in college football specifically. It's hard to beat a team twice. All right, next one I'm definitely a lot happy about. I said Ole Miss would beat Georgia in an upset victory. Trinidad Chambliss and Kewan Lacey would have an absolutely heck of a game. And I said Lacey would have 2 touchdowns. That ended up being correct. So, and then also I got the Ole Miss thing because Ole Miss ended up winning 39-34. Either way, 2 wins and a loss. I'll take that kind of a night anytime. But that put me up to 30-23, back up to 9 points. Either way, we'll see how our Wild predictions go tonight. Anyway, though, that's enough for the episode. Talk Gophers, Coy Perich, the Wild tonight. Twin City Sports Talk. Follow on the Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and YouTube. Keep the listener GM questions coming. We love answering them, but we'll have a lot of content. Viking season wrapping up on Sunday. A lot of off-season content coming. And Twins spring training is about a month away now. So thank you for watching, everyone. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.